Okay, so we are gonna make Neapolitan pizza dough now. You will need flour, 600 grams, water, 390 grams, and then salt, oil, and sugar. You will get the exact measure of them somewhere else. And then fresh yeast. We have here 3 grams of fresh yeast. Now the water needs to be warm, not hot, but warm. And of course you will need a kitchen scale to scale to this thing. I don't need it anymore. The very first thing you are gonna do is dissolve the salt into the water. So you put the salt into the water, it's around 20 grams, and you have to use your hands to make sure there are no more crystals, and this completely dissolved. This is a very important step, since the salt may interfere with the rising process, and is not a good thing like salt being in direct contact with the fresh yeast. With these quantities you will get around 1 kilo dough. That will give you like let's say four pizzas. Okay, so once the salt is completely dissolved here in the water, you will have to still use your hand to pick the fresh yeast and also dissolve it into the water. And you will go like by adding the flour a little bit first. We will use the handle of this at this step to mix the things together. Now the proportion of water with respect of the quantity of the flour is called the hydration of the dough. We are going to make a dough of like 65% hydration. Hydration is important if you do dough for pizza at your in your house oven, because since you will never reach the temperature of like the pizzeria oven, you need more hydrated dough so that the result is not going to be too much dry, you know, because you will need like more time of cooking since your temperature is not that high. So you need hydration in the dough to yeah, to get a good result. One more note on these additional 2 ingredients like olive oil and sugar. So traditional pizza dough just need like flour, water, and salt and fresh yeast. But for the same reason, since we are going to miss like the wooden oven, we need like we need olive oil to make it like less you know, more yeah, the problem is that the oven yeah, we're gonna need to cook it more, and the sugar is just to color it, to make it a little bit more brown than a full white. So I added those two, and then I will follow with the rest of the flour. Of course you can use a machine for this, but we are gonna do like the traditional way. So we will do everything by hand. I need to dry my hand a little bit now. Okay. All the flour in. you do this way. We're gonna work this a little bit inside this thing before moving to use our hands, because right now it's still very sticky and it will be hard to use the hands. Okay. Proceed this way a little bit, and then let's do that. The reason why we use this, because it's very easy to release all the remaining dough in here. Okay, we are done with this. Now, another very important step here is that this dough is quite sticky now, so it may seem hard to work with your hands. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna need like a flat surface. Now you're gonna put some water in there and also in your hand, so that when you get this down here, it's not going to stick too much on the surface. And then you will have to work this with your hand for at least 20 minutes, so it's a bit of exercise. The technique I use is this one. Make sure to do not push your dough to the surface, but instead you rise it and you do this movement to fold it, and then you turn it around and keep folding. Don't be tempted at this point to add more flour, even if it feels quite sticky, but it's okay. It's okay because we want an hydrated dough. So the dough is like really is something, you know, living. So you have to feel it. You will notice that the more you work it, the more it becomes elastic, and it will not stick too much. Okay, so after you will see how better it is now, right? It's more shiny and more compact. Ok, ya sta bien, bellissimo. Ok, at this step you will just a little bit of olive oil here, and we will move the dough here for resting between 30 and 1 hour, 30 minutes, 1 hour, before we pre-shape the pizza, and we will leave rising for additional to 6-8 hours. So you cover it like this and you put in your turned off oven. So after around 1 hour of this first rise, we are gonna pre-shape our pizza. We have here the oven tray filled with this aluminum paper, and slightly I slightly put some oil on the surface. I will wash my hand with flour and move this here. Okay. some more flour on top, just on the top. So we're gonna make like 4 parts. So it's quite easier because you do like first half like this and like this. And then we're gonna make this round this way, like you were doing a mozzarella. Right. This way, you use your finger to make it round. Yes. Okay, those should be around 250 grams each. And then we will place here in the oven tray, with some distance between them, because they will rise now. And that's it. We will cover something like this, and we will leave it rise for at least 6 hours in the oven, like switched off, of course.